Now, the new laws governing BEE practices in South Africa have kicked in. The question that should be on everyone's mind is, where is black wealth going to come from in the future? Through the amendments to the codes, the government is trying to push for more black entrepreneurs rather than simply spectators to the economy. I'm joined by Finweek editor Jana Marais to discuss some of the implications of the BEE amendments. Jana, thanks so much for coming in, as always. Tell us exactly, how will these BEE amendments change company ratings?
Hi, Timmy. The aim really is to, compel the private sector to transform faster. And I think this is a space where we're still going to see some change in the coming years. For example, the DTI has already backtracked on one of the provisions in the new codes, which was around broad-based employee shareholder schemes and, broad-based shareholder schemes and employee ESOPs. So I think we're also seeing the mining industry taking the government to court around once empowered, always empowered. So I think really the aim is to, and this is a good thing in my view, is really to clamp down on things like fronting and really to to incentivize companies to actually do more to encourage transformation.
What do they mean? And I read it in the intro before we had our discussion. What do they mean they're trying to get more black entrepreneurs as part of the economy as opposed to them being spectators?
Look, I think up to now we've seen really, if you look at the big BEE billionaires, they all kind of started out, the focus was very much on giving minority stakes into existing businesses. And I think government has seen that, we've reached a point where there's not much more room to do that. So, and really what you want is people to become actively participants and not just a minority shareholder. And I think there's an interesting theme, things going on to try and encourage that, leveraging government procurement, for example, and also just, encouraging things like, and now I can't think what it is.
Well, you know what, we have an in-depth discussion coming up, and you will be with us. You'll ask the expert. Just one more question though, Jana. Where do you think we're most likely to see black industrialists or black entrepreneurs emerging from in terms of sectors? Are there ones that have been underrepresented?
Yes, I think the big names are still there. The mining industry, I think we'll still see some movement there. On infrastructure spend, of course, I think government is earmarking 4 trillion rand over the next 13 years. Whether we'll actually spend that much remains to be seen, but there will be a substantial chunk of money going into things like water infrastructure, going into things like roads, electricity generation. But I think the interesting ones for me to watch will be the sectors that is just going to be growing anyway. I mean, I think mining is a risky place to be punting on to make your money. But things like renewable energy, for example, that sector is booming. I think tourism is going to be very exciting in the coming years. So I think there's plenty. Agriculture is another one that gets mentioned. So it will be interesting to watch that space.
Well, watch this space.